What's happening at the border is a crisis, and it's a complete disaster.
Mayorkas says Congress needs to fix a broken immigration system. Iran-backed Houthi rebels launched their biggest attack yet on shipping in the Red Sea.
British and American officials tell us at least 18 drones were among the projectiles taken out using guns and Sea Viper missiles. There have been over 24 attacks since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align bloating relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
It's not just the head of Homeland Security under impeachment scrutiny. Some in Congress want to remove Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin for not telling the White House for days he was hospitalized last week. And we found out yesterday Austin suffered complications from prostate cancer surgery before Christmas, and that was also not disclosed. GOP Senator Rand Paul tells Fox.
I think it's sort of an indictment, though, really, of the Biden administration, that the people around the president don't think he's important enough to be informed.
Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder announces a 30-day review of notification procedures after shortfalls in informing senior officials and the White House of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's hospitalization and prostate cancer diagnosis.
This review will help us understand where we can do better in terms of making sure that part of the notification timeline, not only to include the chain of command, but also the public notification timeline is taken into account.
Explaining Austin resumed all responsibilities after being admitted on New Year's Day for complications from a procedure to treat the cancer. The White House ordering cabinet secretaries to keep the president's staff informed if unable to perform their duties. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Gun owners in Oregon are celebrating a win in court, striking down a voter-approved gun control law.
The Harney County, Oregon Circuit Court judge issued the final order Monday after ruling that Measure 114 violated the state's constitution by restricting the right for individuals to bear arms. The law required people who wanted to buy a gun to undergo a criminal background check and also complete a gun safety training course. The measure also banned high-capacity ammunition magazines.
That's Fox's Kevin Uretsky. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, just like yesterday's stock market close. Down for the Dow, up for the NASDAQ. 2 upsets in college basketball. Nebraska took down top-ranked Purdue, and Iowa State beat Houston, number 2 ranked team. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Treasurer's Office returned nearly $276 million in missing money during the last year. Illinois' Missing Money Program, also known as ICAS, processed over 314,000 claims last year. In December, the Treasurer's Office returning $12 million through 12,000 claims. ICAS, one of the state's oldest consumer protection initiatives. Urbana School District expected to vote on the idea to consolidate their dual language program to a single school this week. School administrators will request that Urbana School District 116 Board of Education to vote to change the K-5 Spanish strand model into a whole school Spanish dual language program. Many counties in central Illinois have gas prices averaging below $3, and prices continue to drop. Monday, AAA says the national average $3.07. In Illinois, it's $3.04, while the average in Champaign County $2.90. Demand for gas has dropped. In turn, so has the costs. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday, January 10. The winter is all around us. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier. Our weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Member FDIC. Well, Mr. Weather Genius, weather around what I need to kind of know a little bit this morning is at about 11 a.m. on Friday morning. We'll have about 500 or 600 Cardinal fans coming to the iHotel to see Jordan Walker and others with the St. Louis Cardinal Caravan.
Okay.
I'm hoping the middle of the day, 11 to 2.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Open here. So what are you seeing here?
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We're going to have, quite a range of weather going on at the time in our listing area. But here in Champaign proper at the I Hotel, and we'll be there, by the way, yours truly, February 6th for a little talk on weather. We'll touch on that here in the days to come.
Let us know, Yeah.
But in any event, I think for that, okay. Now, getting out, if those guys got to go back to St. Louis Friday night, different story.
They go Friday night to Peoria, spend the night, and then have something in Bloomington Saturday. And that's Oh dear. They're not going to cancel the whole thing on me, are they?
No.
They can start Champagne and then go.
Well, I know, but they
may want to stay at the I Hotel.
Right. But they could at 2:00. Could they conceivably go back to St. Louis at 2 in the afternoon on Friday?
That might be the right direction to go. You don't want to go north and northwest Friday afternoon outside of Champaign. If Peoria, Bloomington, Kankakee, Chicago, no. Back St. Louis bound, very much doable. That's okay. Getting back up this way, it could be a different story, but you're okay. Don't do anything to Friday.
All right, we got it. All right.
Anyway, back at the matters at hand here. Nice to have a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain and a little wet snow into that from the first storm system. This one has a whole different look and feel to it, and it will be a high impact storm over a wide area of the Midwest. East Central Illinois will be included in that. I would not recommend over the weekend, late Friday night, Saturday, anything north of Champaign and even anything around here during Saturday and Sunday as well. 35, the forecast high today. We're not far from that right now at 32. Gusty west southwesterly wind and a mostly cloudy sky, maybe a sneak peek of sun in the afternoon. A couple of flurries late night tonight, 29 tomorrow. Maybe a stray snow shower in the morning. Little mixed rain snow shower activity late in the day tomorrow. No big deal on that at 36. We will get rain, wet snow going tomorrow night after midnight. Some freezing rain to our north and northwest of us, and a low at 31. Maybe rising temperatures. We think rain, some wet snow mixed in at times, but here it's all liquid on southward. Friday morning to early afternoon, and then a slow transition northwest to southeast across the area to some mixed wet snow and rain, and then over to all snow early to mid-evening on Friday, and temperatures will drop from 35 as winds turn to the north. We think 3 to 5, 3 to 6 around here. That'll include additional snowfall Saturday, a foot by the time you get to maybe north of maybe 136, State 136 up to the Kankakee and Chicago included. Blizzard there, and we may see some winter storm and blizzard conditions in parts of the area here. Saturday, part of Sunday was strong westerly winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour, additional snow showers and flurries, 22 and dropping Saturday. That's the high. Won't get past 10 on Sunday. Single digit readings here Monday and Tuesday morning. If we get winds to drop back under the clear skies and snow cover, heading down to 5 to 10 below as well early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, that's what we got. We're in the Middle West. It is January. We expect some of this, so we all know how to do this. You slow down. You make sure you know your thing.
Just breathe. We've got this.
Terry Schilling in the comforts of Virginia and away from his hometown near Moline. Terry, how are you?
I'm doing well, Stevie. How are you?
He is the executive director of the American Principles Project. You are the NRA for families, essentially, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we elect pro-family politicians and replace the bad guys.
It sounds so common sense, but yet so radical. I mean, no, really. In this day and age, well, how dare you talk about a two-person family? Come on, man. What's up?
How dare you say that someone's a woman? How dare you try and define a woman? How dare you do anything? How dare you fly the American flag today? It's totally upside down.
What's happened? Where did this all go south?
Oh, wow. I think things have been kind of brewing for a few decades. I think that a lot of bad stuff happened in the 60s. A lot of bad precedents were set and bad policies, and they kind of just kept spiraling. But I think the real inflection point, unfortunately, was when a young man from Illinois was elected president. Barack Obama did a lot of damage. You think about when he got elected in 2008. He started saying America was never a Christian nation. America is no longer a Christian nation. Things, stuff like that. I didn't know that was ever in question.
I think sitting in the pew of Jeremiah Wright's church for 20 years, just obviously he tried to disassociate with him back in the day. But it was, when Jeremiah White's GD America, chickens are coming home to roost after 9/11, all that stuff. I mean, it definitely brought in the racial issue again, to where that's inflamed to the point of everybody has to be somebody. It can't be a melting pot anymore. We have to have our own identity. And it's all because of the racism and the bigotry and all the homophobes and it's just everything. We all lined up in our own categories, and we've been at odds since.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I would say that a lot of it actually started with the breakdown of the family from the government programs that were deliberately designed by people like Lyndon Johnson to break apart the black family, right? They gave single, unmarried mothers way more financial support than if there was a father in the home, and they needed it, right? So, you had the breakdown of the family, and then when people started pointing out, like Daniel Patrick Moynihan, when he pointed out that they had a problem, 25% of black children were being born to fatherless homes, they called him a racist. They shot him down. He's trying to fix the problem. He's trying to help the black community. They shot him down, and now they're covering. There's 2 school districts in Ohio that are protesting teaching family structure statistics. Right. So we all know that kids from loving families fare much better than their never married peers, and they're covering that up. They don't want to teach that. They instead want to teach systemic racism. That the color of your skin determines if you're oppressed or an oppressor. Right? It's totally backwards. I think a lot of it's rooted in Obama.
I think what you're doing is incredibly noble and wonderful, but to me, it feels like you're looking up at Mount Everest and you're wearing flip-flops. This is, listen, we all need to fight, but to regain what we had feels tough. And I go back to faith. I go back to God. I say if we don't have God in our life, it's just getting worse, and it will get worse. What do you think about my bringing faith into this in a big way?
No, I think it's absolutely necessary, and that was what I was going to respond with the flip-flops comment is, David appeared to be the underdog. But in reality, he never was the underdog. There was no question that David was going to actually beat Goliath. The truth was that he had the advantage. He was a very skilled, what do they call him? He slung, he slung the rocks. He was very skilled at that. He was the favorite. But we have truth on our side, Stevie, and we have God on our side. And we aren't called, he's going to challenge us. He's going to allow our opponents to make great gains and appear indefeatable. But we've got him on our side, and we've got to remain faithful, and we got to keep fighting until we can't fight anymore.
Well, again, the Bible, with God really good, without God really bad, and it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It is amazing that we can't learn, but yet we stand in our own shoes this morning with lack of faith, right? I mean, we doubt stuff all the time. Well, why are we doubting? Where's our faith? That kind of thing. So you're walking the walk, my friend. We didn't even talk about the election. Who's going to win? Who's going to win, Terry? I mean, it's just if Joe Biden wins, it's because they hate Trump. I mean, that's it. There's no Joe Biden. It's just you hate Trump.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think this next election is going to really determine the future of this country. Obviously, every election does, but in a way that no other election has. Either we're going to go along and solidify the lies that have been repeated nonstop over the last, 8-9 years? It's been like 8 or 9 years since Donald Trump came on the stage. Yes, 2015 he came on the stage. It's 24 now. We got to pull this out. It's do or die for anyone that still believes in the American cause. The group that's running the show right now, this regime that's in place, they really hate the founding, and these people that hate America and what our nation stands for and our principles, they've always existed here. We just called them different names. They were the anti-federalists at the beginning. They were the Confederates during the Civil War. Right? They're the progressives today, and they want to destroy what we have, and we can't give it to them. We at least have to make them earn it. And I think that's my biggest regret about the entire 20th century. Is they didn't really earn it, right? Mm-hmm. They just kind of had all this power, and they used it to slowly boil this country into a socialist country, and we are a socialist country in many, many ways. Mm. It's a problem, but we've got a lot of stuff to fix. But I'm just fighting. That's all I know how to do. Is I know how to fight, and we'll see if I know how to win.
He's from the 309 area, so he has to be a good man. Terry Schilling, American Principles Project. How can people connect with you, Terry?
go to our website and check us out, AmericanPrinciplesProject.org, or you can follow me on any social platform at Schilling1776.
Keep it going, my friend. Thanks for being on again.
Thanks, Stevie.
Terry Schilling on the Tappins Towing phone line, 717. A quick check of sports headlines.
Stevie, both number 1 and number 2 went down.
How in the world did that happen?
I know.
Purdue looked like they could beat the Lakers, and they lose at Nebraska, who's much, much better. Nebraska had 14 threes. 14 out of 23 for
Nebraska led by 11 at half.
Unbelievable.
So Purdue just kind of fell apart.
Well,
Iowa,
Zach Edey got in foul trouble against us. Oh, they flourished against Nebraska. They did not.
I see.
Yep.
So that kind of sums it up right there. That's Zach Edey.
Wow.
So Iowa State took down number 2, Houston, 57-53. Houston's coached by Calvin Sampson.
Kelvin?
Yeah.
Well, that means Kansas will be number 1. Kansas number 3. So.
Right. And Rutgers took down Indiana. 66-57 was the final there. Of course, we've got Michigan State tomorrow at 8. Go Illini. And Marcus Domask, more awards coming his way. The Oscar Robinson National Player of the Week, Associated Press National Player of the Week. Way to go, Marcus. That's our SIU transfer, right?
Yep.
So Washington's in Indiana for the Pacers tonight at 6. Houston's in Chicago for the Bulls. Florida took down the St. Louis Blues in NHL action. Edmonton over the Blackhawks, 2-1.
All right, I got the latest on Terrence Shannon coming up.
We'll Cardinal Caravan is on
Friday. Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you, pool memberships, pool passes, pool punch cards. Now's the time to save, and stay fit. You can learn more about it at urbanaparks.org.
Yeah, a bunch of information came out on Terrence Shannon. You're probably aware of it. We'll recap it here in just a moment. Fox Business coming up.
Hello again to Free One. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday, a respite between the latest storm and the one barreling at us for Friday with a cold wave weather pattern and additional winter storm-related issues into the weekend. Mostly cloudy, windy 35 today on a southwesterly wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a few snow flurries late, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, clouds, a stray snow shower in the morning, maybe a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day as well with a high at 36 degrees. Mixed rain, snow, and some freezing rain pick up after midnight tomorrow night. Low down to 31. Wet snow and rain, some mixed freezing rain. Friday morning, wet snow and some rain mixed for the afternoon. A shift over to all snow for Friday night through Saturday morning. Could be some significant accumulations close by and increased blowing and drifting with perhaps near blizzard conditions come Saturday. Temperatures at 35 on the day Friday. Weekend highs of 22 and falling Saturday into around 10 above Sunday. Single digits on Monday. Sub-zero cold Sunday and Monday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Tesla is relaunching its more affordable Model 3 sedan in the U.S. The electric car has been restyled, but the price is unchanged. Tesla says it's now available in 2 new colors, stealth gray and ultra red, and has new wheels and a rear display for backseat passengers. It's already been selling the new version of a Model 3 in China and Europe. There's a sign the global slump in the chip market is ending. Taiwan Semiconductor's recent quarter was better than expected. TSMC makes microchips used in almost all electronic devices. Walmart is expanding drone delivery in Dallas. Eventually, it plans to have drone delivery available for about 75% of the Dallas-Fort Worth population. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, Every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, ESPN 93.5, 723. Brother Johnny and Ed Martin coming up bottom of the hour. The couple of texts, I think. 217-359-2255 in our talk with Terry Schilling earlier.
Right. Philip had mentioned America was founded on Christian values with a straight face. Most of the founders were deists at most and made numerous statements distancing the American project from Christianity and religion. Now, as far as deists, that means manipulating
religion in some way, yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Somebody else, I think, texted in.
The Anti-Federalists predicted everything that we face today in the Anti-Federalist Papers. They're worth a read if you're not familiar with it.
All right, we thank you for that. You're always welcome to text us, 217-359-2255. If you've been keeping up on the Terrence Shannon Jr. situation, everything came out. So now you know everything about everything if you want to read everything. It's all there. What was alleged to have happened, what Terrence said didn't happen. Terrence was with the grad assistant and Justin Harmon. Grad assistant said, I did not drink all weekend because I thought it was my job to watch them. He says he never saw anything like what is being alleged happen. I do not understand the Lawrence, Kansas police not talking to any basketball players till after the charges. I don't get that. I thought that's part of the investigation, due diligence. The alleged victim and her friend were leaving when apparently, allegedly, Terrence waved her over and then assaulted her for 30 seconds. And I mean, I wasn't there. There's no cameras verifying that. There's no pictures of them together. I don't know what happened.
How does this happen? I just, don't you say something? Don't you?
I don't know.
Was there
I don't know. It's 1 a.m, by the way. So this is not 3 p.m. This is between midnight and 1.
Okay.
Should we be in a bar at midnight to 1 if you're the top player for the university? Probably not. There were Kansas basketball players there too. And they're kids. When everybody has a movie camera, you got to absolutely... I don't know what happened. That's the problem here, and I don't know if we're going to ever know exactly because it's he said, she said.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the University of Illinois doesn't want this from the standpoint of publicity, allowing an accused rapist. He's charged with rape. And yet it was a 30-second encounter, and the alleged incident was a lot of groping.
Right.
And so I just don't know. Did it happen? I don't know. I'm just saying that don't you have somebody there? If somebody is doing something that inappropriate, do you scream?
Right.
I don't know. Oh, it was too crowded. We were so mooshed together. It was really, I don't know. And then you go home and you search his name before you call the police? Is that what happened? She didn't call till the next afternoon? I just think you have to have some evidence, or aren't we all vulnerable to some charge? I don't know.
And to me, quite a miss, not interviewing people immedately.
I don't understand.
As soon as the victim said there was something wrong.
Terrence went back and talked. But did Justin Harmon, did the grad assistant, did any KU players talk?
Right.
I don't think they interviewed them.
Until the next month?
No, I think till after the charges were filed. I don't think they talked to them. I don't understand.
And the incident happened in September.
In September, the charges came early December. Concretely, they came late December. But I just need somebody to verify something. How do you charge a man that can ruin an African-American man, by the way, who's supporting his mom's family and his dad's family? They split, I guess. I don't know. So you've got the woman who we want to believe because we're told we should believe. And then you got a guy who's worked his whole life for this, and if he's guilty, he should go to prison or jail or something. What was alleged was pretty bad, I think. But I don't know. I just think you've got to have somebody that can verify this. It just, otherwise, you can accuse somebody, and this is one of those where you're frustrated. I don't expect the University of Illinois to do anything but deflect and try not to be involved and let them play, because this is going to get national attention. You're allowing this accused. I mean, it's just bad. The whole thing is bad. Oh, he shouldn't put himself in that spot. I agree. But he did.
Yep.
But you had somebody with him, but it's a crowded bar at 12:30 a.m. And
the more time that goes on, the court of public opinion just...
he's guilty.
Right.
I mean, right? We don't presume innocence, but he's presumed innocent. You can charge anybody with anything, and our system says he's innocent. You must prove his guilt. The weight is on the state. You have to prove it. That's what we're set up for. But right now, in this day and age...
And that's why Terrence has pushed back this week,
Well, he said
with the lawsuit.
He can't even believe he's associated with this. That's what he says. Steve Beckett is part of the team, and that got my attention.
I know Steve.
So, I don't know. It's going to be heard 1:30 on Friday at the U.S. Federal Court in Urbana. That's when a judge will at least hear this. But U of I, they don't want to go there. I'm positive of that. They don't want a guy that's accused of this until it's cleared up. Well, then who does that ruin? Terrence Shannon. And do we believe Terrence Shannon? Do we believe his account of what happened? Because apparently there's zero evidence of anything outside. Apparently the two, she with her friend, were walking out, and the friend wasn't with her. So I don't get it. I just don't understand. And you're telling me that Terrence had never met this woman and he did that? Maybe. I don't know.
Right.
It's just horrible. The whole thing is bad. Because it's horrible for Terrence. It's horrible for the University of Illinois.
Right.
On a reputation. You want to send your child there?
When I went to ESPN.com this morning, one of the top trending stories.
It's just bad. And I'm sorry, but I don't think the U of I is going to stand up for Terrence. They're going to protect the institution and the perception of playing a guy when you don't know. And yet this isn't not when you hear the charge of rape, we all think of something else.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so that's what we know. And you can text in, feel free to. It's just a shame. The whole thing is sad and a shame. 217-359-2255. It's Wednesday. Brother Johnny Ed Martin. We'll get them on the phone here in just a moment. Stand by. 7:30, Champaign-Urbana.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The fifth Republican presidential debate tonight's just between Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley. In Des Moines, Iowa, there's also a Fox News-hosted town hall with former President Trump. Haley did one of those Monday, Governor DeSantis last night.
Donald Trump's running for his issues. Nikki Haley's running for her donors' issues. I'm running for your issues, your family's issues, and to turn this country around. And that's my sole focus.
The Iowa caucuses are on Monday. The House Homeland Security Committee holds a hearing this morning about impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
A group of state attorneys general from Oklahoma, Missouri, and Montana will testify about how the ongoing migrant crisis has impacted their states despite not being located near the southern border.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in D.C. Two other House committees are debating a resolution today to hold the president's son Hunter Biden in contempt for defying a subpoena. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An Indiana man wounded. It follows a shooting over the weekend in Champaign. It happened in the 900 block of South Mattis Avenue while standing outside near an apartment building. Gunman fled and remains on the loose. The victim remains hospitalized, serious condition. Winter storm hitting Illinois will have impact on travel. Department of Transportation says the severe weather will create slick conditions, reduce visibility, slower travel across much of the state. IDOT has more than 1,800 trucks and equipment to treat roads, spread salt, plow snow, and respond to weather emergencies. Many counties in Central Illinois have gas prices averaging below $3. Prices continue to drop. Monday, AAA says the national average $3.07. In Illinois, it's $3.04, while the average in Champaign County is at $2.90 a gallon. Demand for gas has dropped, and in turn, so has the costs. As always, it's best to shop around for the best prices. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. ESPN 93.5. Let's check weather, brought to you by Carl.
Life is unexpected, and when it comes to your health, Carl will be there to help you through it all, from everything from convenient care to advanced diagnostics. You can count on Carl for whatever comes your way. Learn more at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign event of Saturday. Quiet weather today. Another ramped-up winter storm. This one will hit much closer to home come Friday and into the weekend, with perhaps near blizzard conditions on high wind. Bitter cold air and additional snow as well. For the day-to-day, mostly cloudy, windy, up to 35. A few late-night snow flurries tonight, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, there may be a snow shower in the morning, a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day, and a high temperature up near 36 degrees. The wet snow, rain, and freezing rain get going, especially after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 31. Wet snow, rain, and some mixed freezing rain in pockets here for Friday morning. Wet snow and rain shifting over to all snow Friday afternoon and towards Friday evening, up to 35, and falling temperatures on a pick up on the northeast wind in the afternoon. High wind over the area Friday night through Saturday, diminishing slowly on Sunday. Bitter cold air, blowing and drifting snow with additional snowfall here for Saturday and Sunday. 22 on Saturday, a Sunday high at 10. We'll be down below zero Sunday and Monday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Stevie Jay Broadcasting is looking for organizations that regularly distribute information regarding employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notification of job vacancies at our stations, please notify Human Relations at 101 East Washington in Philo, Illinois, 61864, or email hr@sjbroadcasting.com or by phone at 217-367-1195. SJ Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer encouraging minorities and females to apply.
Broadcasting all over the world. I am Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
On the YouTube channel. We're on
Stevie
Facebook
Jay
Live.
Show. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just look at Stevie Jay Show. We have a little bump in the road on Wednesday sometime, but I just want to remind you as a public service, I'm so happy Joe Biden is my president, Kamala Harris is my vice president. And did you know that we had the safest, most secure election in U.S. history in 2020? He's in Bible study where we all belong 24/7. Brother Johnny's down in New Orleans. Johnny!
Hey, good morning, Stevie J.
Ed Martin, president of the Eagle Forum Legal Defense Fund, fighting for America. Near the swamp, but not of the swamp. He is Ed Martin. Ed!
Good morning, guys. Good morning. The sun is shining and it's bright in the swamp here. It's a little, reflects off the wetness in the swamp. But here we are. It's quite a time. Donald, I was in the courthouse yesterday when Donald Trump came for that argument. It turns out a friend of mine was the guy arguing for Trump. His name's John Sauer, and so I went to the courthouse. As only the swamp can do, I got there at about 7:45 for a 9:30 argument. I got in line for the public. I was about number 18 in line, and they let 10 people of the public into the courtroom.
Gotta be
10. They let 12. They let 12 clerks. They let 40 press. They let whatever else. So I was in the overflow room and watched it on TV. But it was quite a spectacle, a very interesting argument.
Okay, we have the Iowa caucus coming up next week. We've got Donald Trump on Fox tonight in his town hall meeting. They did Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis over the last 2 previous nights. Ed, is there any argument to say this is an unprecedented presidential election year with so many potential turns, ups and downs? What do you see happening 11 months away?
No, none of that is real. I mean, what you have now is the media desperately wants to make this into a horse race, and so they're doing this. Nikki Haley is close in New Hampshire lie. They're doing this. People are surging and all. It's another conversation for another day, maybe an hour-long show on how corrupt the primary process for president is. 187,000 people will caucus in the Republican caucus approximately, and they will have spent about $150 million total on television and hotels and hot dogs and everything else in Iowa, right? So it's a system that's not exactly the best, and there you have it, but it's all a lie. Trump will win dominantly in Iowa. It will not be close. They will desperately want to say that the last poll he was up by 28 and he only won by 26, but it won't work, and it's not real. It's all fake. It's all meant to be about trying to get us to watch and pay attention. And the public is every day, the Republican primary is more solid for Trump than the day before. And that thing is all over, except for, last night his mother-in-law died and she was 78 years old. Donald Trump is, I think, 76 or something, right? So there's an overlay to this that other things can happen in a campaign, but Iowa's not going to matter. It's all but over.
Well, too, Eddie, you talk, sometimes traditions just don't last. And I'm not really to be snarky, but does anybody care what the Iowans think anymore? It used to be a pretty big deal, but I think they've overspent, and the impact of Iowa just isn't anything like it used to be. It used to be a good start and all that. And Stevie, I don't think it matters what they do. We don't even know how they're doing it. They can't even get their act together up there.
Well,
right,
not to mention it's going to be -10 Monday in Iowa, and you got to gather for a caucus. So I know the Iowans are tough and all that. Well, you look down the road here. Both of you still think? I'll start with you, Johnny. Both of you still think that it will be Trump versus Biden by the end of this?
I never thought it'd be Biden. I can't believe it's going to be Biden, and I've still got my fingers crossed that we'll get to run against Biden. That's my hope.
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
But
Look, it's Trump, and then I call him Ruth Bader Biden. I mean, Ruth Bader Biden. Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't quit when she should have. If you wanted to advantage your side, and Biden's not quitting. They will prop him up. He will not. And they're look, the things that are happening, and you have to sort of watch it so closely. They lied about the jobs numbers last year. They kept saying, "Oh my gosh, look at this! The monthly job numbers outperformed what we were predicted by 60,000 jobs." And quietly, about a week ago, they admitted that they lied, and the numbers were all wrong, and they adjusted them downward, and so it was not as good as they said. And that kind of stuff is going to go on. We're going to watch the Fed shift around on rates and try to boost the economy, and then they're going to say, "Oh, the economy's going gangbusters. People are really feeling better," and they're not. And so, but no, Biden is going to be propped up, and I think that the other side is counting on this threat to democracy argument, and they think that they can make people afraid of Trump. It might work. I have to say, they're a powerful argument. I mean, powerful propaganda, but that's where we're headed.
Well, if we have a Trump Biden thing, I'm at peace, because I figure they're in the 15 to 20 million fraudulent votes. Been railing about it for 4 years. He still shouldn't win. If 60 million people vote for Biden, we deserve everything we get, and I can live with it.
Okay.
If they buy that guy as president of the United States after what we have seen and the pain and suffering we've lived through globally, but also here with the crime and the drugs, et cetera, then we deserve it. You can't vote for a guy like that to do that job.
I don't think they're voting for Biden, Johnny. They're voting against Trump.
That's not an excuse. We'll give you one pass on that. One pass. Right. Then you have to go for the guy who can do the job. Period.
It's Brother Johnny and Ed Martin on the Tabbins Joint phone line. Ed, what was your take on the defense secretary disappearing? Apparently he's got prostate cancer. He didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. The president didn't know. Hadn't talked to him in a week. What's your take?
Well, I have a number of observations that are related to my own experience. One is, I was chief of staff to the governor of Missouri, a much smaller operation, but I had cabinet secretaries that reported to me between me and the governor. I mean, between the governor and them was me. And so I had an expectation, but a lot of them were clueless, right? I mean, they're not real leaders. They're just figureheads, and the number 2 and 3 deputies are running things. So what's surprising is how poorly administered. The one thing the Biden administration claimed, and I think it was accurate, was we've done this before. Half our people worked in the Obama White House, the other half worked in the Clinton White House, right? So you thought they had a way of doing this. I don't think it really matters, except it doesn't matter in terms of security. I don't think there's any serious people that say that. What matters is the perception is that Joe Biden is clueless and his White House is clueless, and that perception is ongoing and real. So I kind of just don't think much about the actual problem, and I think I do think that the guy maybe I was going to be careful how I say this. He came out of like Boeing or Lockheed Martin on one of the boards. He's retired military. I think he really was a figurehead, even more. Guys like Rumsfeld were running things, and guys like Tillerson they wanted to be the leader. And by the way, Tillerson quit because he couldn't be the real leader. That wasn't the job he was hired for. So, but Austin seems like he's not really checked in, and so I think he will probably resign. He won't be. But he will resign as a way to take some heat off, and then they'll promote the woman who was the number 2, who was equally inept, and they'll claim it's the first woman. This is a first. Women in heading the Defense Department. Rah rah rah. More diversity.
Well, and I think too we've lost the mission, which is to hire a government that can do work and accomplish things, and it's gone to a check an agenda box item. And the people are dysfunctional at the top, and it really hurts. I mean, we still manage; we can still make it. The rank and file holds it up, but the zero leadership ability in many areas, not just Washington, is a real burden. It's a burden for us, and it's a shame because there's plenty of people that can really do these jobs, and it's not a popularity contest, and it's not an identity politics mission. It's keeping America going and getting the best for all of us. And sometimes we're just not bothering to do that, Stevie.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got into hiring what looks good on being diverse versus being qualified.
No, it's looking like at a good picture. Yeah.
No, but it's always been content of character. What Martin Luther King Jr. said. I mean, it should always be that. If we have all African Americans, fine. All Asians, fine. All Indian, who cares? Ed, we want quality. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I sat in that courtroom in the courthouse yesterday and watched the arguments, and there were 3-judge panel. 2 of them were Biden appointees. And I clerked for the Court of Appeals at that level, and I observed a lot of arguments. It feels like more and more of the people that are trusted to do big things are less and less, not just capable, but they're less and less serious people. They're just less serious people that take their role as a leader, as someone prominent, differently than just being a hack and pursuing their own agenda. And I don't know what to say, except Johnny's right. More and more at every level. I mean, guys, try calling customer service at a major corporation to try to get something done.
Yeah.
It's like insanity. It's like we have a competence. We have an incompetence epidemic in this country, and I don't know what to make of it.
Well, it's better in the smaller communities, I think. It's just better, and it's harder and harder the larger the group of people, because you're trying to make too many people happy at once. And then you get distracted by all these other important things, like what country did they come from originally, their ancestors, and this has to be avenged from 200 years ago, et cetera, et cetera. And I heard he said something in high school. And what about getting the job done? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Are we, last question for Ed Martin and Brother Johnny today, and it might be a lengthy answer, Ed, but am I screaming in a way that is not appropriate when I say this feels like we're losing the republic?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that are on a nice edge, but I really do. I tell you that I have a piece that I haven't published yet. I write over at proamericareport.com, and I'm going to publish it probably later today on this question of the crown jewels of America. The crown jewel of America is our Constitution and the rule of law, and it's being stolen from us by these lawfare antics we're seeing. You know, down in Georgia, the district attorney, it's been revealed she hired her paramour. I love that word, paramour. And he was the chief investigator, and she did it illegally, improperly. And that's all the stuff that was created for the Trump indictment. It was all now looks like it was a total mess, which we all expected. But so, the crown jewel is our rule of law, and we're losing it. Having said that, I will say this. I think the biggest problem is our media and big tech, who want us to be in crisis every day. I think the vast majority of Americans care about each other, want to have America be successful, don't want the open borders. But the problem is that the system right now, our big tech and big media, is creating such conflict that it's making it hard for the people to be heard, we the people, in a way that is in line with their interests. So they're voting against Trump because they've been told he's like Hitler, when the only political prisoners in America that I see are the January 6th political prisoners of Joe Biden. And so, you're kind of, can we survive the negative propaganda to vote for our interests? Because I think most Americans do want opportunity, and they want a future that's bright, and they care about each other. But we're on a knife edge, and I think that's real.
Well, and I think, Stevie J, that we've always been on the verge of losing the republic. Literally. Look at the people loyal to the crown. And look at the Civil War. We dodged a bullet, and Lincoln almost didn't get elected the second time in the middle of the war. Right. And so, but there is a difference, and Eddie, you're on it. It's the media and the big tech, but it's more the technology. Who can manipulate it the most to cloud the truth? Right. Once nobody can understand what's true, you can get away with just about anything. And we're watching it. Now, we're living this. This isn't any kind of George Orwell 1984. This is 2024. And we're seeing it. Right. And if you can't discern what's real, we're in trouble. And that's what, if we lose the republic, it'll be because of that. Because we've been duped. That's why. Well, and yet you have both sides pointing the finger saying you're the one that's fear-mongering, you're the one that's giving us misinformation. They generally do that. We've seen this in Star Trek. We've seen it in Superman, the two Supermans, the good one and the bad one. The two Captain Kirks, the good one and the bad. You got to be able to choose which is the good president and which is the bad president. If you can't see it, Eddie, then we're helpless, and it becomes we're at the mercy of whatever's done. But it's pretty clear that we're on the wrong track, and that the people pushing us that way should be out of office. And maybe that's just what I think, and I'm wrong. But boy, I don't like pain and suffering. And I don't like lying, cheating, and stealing, and I'd like to see it stop.
It's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny. Ed, how can people connect with you?
Over on, I was just about to say, X just got hysterical to me. X, the platform that was formerly called Twitter. Don Lemon has a show. Just when you thought, oh, man, I've been missing Don Lemon. Don Lemon is coming back on X. So we got Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, and Don Lemon on X. So I'm over there at Eagle Ed Martin, and pretty active in a lot of these kinds of, day-to-day, hour-to-hour battles. But if you go to phyllisschlafly.com, you can see a lot of our writings of our organization and what we're doing. And, I was up in a meeting yesterday when I handed a guy who's a really smart guy thinking about the future, I handed him a 1969 and a 1981 copies of the Phyllis Schlafly report. She wrote a monthly report for about 55 years, and they were both about how you have to hire good people if you run an administration. She was talking to Nixon and she was talking to Reagan. So on phyllisschlafly.com, you can see a lot of wisdom that has been, kind of gained over the years by Phyllis and our organization.
And Johnny, there's one solution, and that's to get on your knees and pray to God and have Jesus Christ in our lives, and we can solve everything with that.
No, if you follow God and what He wants us to do, things will be fine. He's in control. That's what I think, Eddie. And but you like to see things. We just have a sense of justice, so we like to see things come out right. And sometimes that's just the way we think it's right.
Yeah.
But we just like to see more equity and fairness sometimes, and I think that's what God wants for us. So
well, pray for us, Johnny, in your Bible study. Thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate it, Ed. Thank you,
Thanks,
boys.
Eddie.
We'll talk to you next week. Thank you. Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, at Tapman's Towing phone line, ESB on 93.5. We'll get to weather here in a second. Get Steve Suderman up in just a moment. I want to read this text that just came in. Please don't use my name. I have a text regarding T.J. Shannon, Terrence Shannon Jr. As a parent with a U of I student paying thousands in tuition each year, I would like to see the University of Illinois have more of an allegiance and obligation towards their students and support due process. This is a high-profile opportunity to support the Constitution instead of focusing more on just not wanting to be involved, which is presuming guilt toward Terrence Shannon. God forbid my child on campus is in a similar position. It leads me to believe they would quickly turn their back on my child, as it appears they have done with Terrence Shannon. The U of I stance is also sending a message to future athletic prospects, which I imagine could impact recruiting. You're welcome to Texas 217-359-2255. Our weather now brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday, a respite between the latest storm and the one barreling at us for Friday with a cold wave weather pattern and additional winter storm-related issues into the weekend. Mostly cloudy, windy 35 today on a southwesterly wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a few snow flurries late, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, clouds, a stray snow shower in the morning, maybe a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day as well with a high at 36 degrees. Mixed rain, snow, and some freezing rain. Pick up after midnight tomorrow night. Low down to 31. Wet snow and rain, some mixed freezing rain. Friday morning, wet snow and some rain mixed for the afternoon. A shift over to all snow for Friday night through Saturday morning. Could be some significant accumulations close by and increased blowing and drifting with perhaps near blizzard conditions come Saturday. Temperatures at 35 on the day Friday. Weekend highs of 22 and falling Saturday into around 10 above Sunday. Single digits on Monday, sub-zero cold Sunday and Monday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. Well, we always enjoy talking to Mr. Steve Suderman, our friend at Good Vibes, where you buy your big screens and your wonderful sound systems. How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm pretty good. It looks like we're going to get a real taste of winter this week, finally.
Sounds like it, yeah.
A little more inside than outside, certainly for me. This is one of those periods we're between the holidays, and that there's a football game that has Roman numerals attached to it.
Yeah,
I never understood why, but they can make a comeback every February. But we call this, it's time to sharpen the saw, refresh the displays. I got to work on the website. It still thinks we're in December. The specials are all right. If you go on the website and click on anything, they're accurate. It just says doesn't have the right landing page. I submitted it to the webmeisters 7 or 8 days ago, and it was late, but good Lord, this is a trying time. LG did extend their holiday deal another week. I think they must have a lot of inventory, but that's a good thing because they make those wonderful OLED TVs. I watched Michigan completely take the Huskies apart on my kitchen TV, which is not what I normally do for a big event like that. But the new little 42-inch LG sitting in front of my kitchen table is killer, and I can sit there with my wife and this is just enjoy the thing. So, but we're catching our breath and catching up on the tying up loose ends. There's always some of those. We've got Jason out there very busy because we did sell some stuff at Christmas time, so we're still putting it all in. But if you haven't been to Good Vibes, if you're curious about what we do here, there's a virtual tour on our website. Even though it's got the wrong landing page, at the top of that page is a little button that says virtual tour, and it'll take you through the whole thing. We had the Google Maps people shoot that, and that gives you a good idea to do.
And they need to come in and take a look at some of your pictures, because they'll be, if you haven't bought a television in a while, you haven't seen what he's got. It's just fun to see. And you're going, man, that's only this much money? I mean, usually the big, unbelievable, the prices on everything has just been, over the years, come way down.
We used to sell $5,000 televisions 25 years ago all the time, and now people think, gasp, $5,000 for a television, who would ever spend that? And that was commonplace. And one thing, Google, they blurred all the TVs for legal reasons. So if you look on the tour, they don't look like they should look. You got to come see it for the real picture.
All right, how can people find you, my friend?
2010 Round Barn Road, next to the driver's license facility in the Eyeglasses Place, nestled in there at gvibes.com on the web.
I always like playing something for you. This is in honor of his birthday. This was the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was a man named Elvis Presley who wiggled a lot.
Gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? I'd like to tell you that we're going to do a...
You remember the Ed Sullivan Show?
Song for you.
Elvis the Pelvis. Yes, I remember watching the Beatles on Ed Sullivan when they first did.
Yeah, I mean, the family gathered around the black and white television, right, and just got real excited for Ed Sullivan and zillions.
For a really big shoe.
That's right. And everybody watched that show Sunday night, right?
Something like this.
Yep, you betcha.
And he just changed the whole rock and roll scene, and he just moved his body and shook everybody up. It was amazing. And apparently screaming in the 50s was like normal, right? I mean, it was...
Oh yeah, Beatlemania was not new.
Listen, you the man. Go see Steve Suderman. They got the business. They know how to do it and install. They got people that know their business, and it's local. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Stevie.
I mean, if you made the Ed Sullivan Show, you were in, right?
Absolutely.
He moved his legs.
That's right.
And it was like, some of the moms and dads were shocked.
Uh-huh.
They just couldn't believe it. What are you doing? 1956. All right, we're going to break for the news. Come back. You're always welcome to text in 217-359-2255. It is ESPN. It is Wednesday, January 10.
Hear the show anytime at StevieJay.com.
We'll be back. Listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Making his case why Iowa Republicans should caucus for him. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I'm running for your issues. your family's issues and to turn this country around.
Ron DeSantis also told voters at a Fox News town hall in Iowa this election should be about unseating the president.
I would love to be able to be in a debate with Biden and be able to hold him accountable.
But the Florida governor says if former President Trump is nominated,
the election is going to be about legal issues, criminal trials, January 6th. It'll be a referendum on him.
Tonight, there's a Trump Fox News town hall at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, across Iowa and the Midwest, there's a lot of snow to shovel from the same system that did damage in the South.
Severe storms. We saw over a dozen tornadoes stretching from Tampa, Florida, all the way up towards South Carolina.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean, another twister killed somebody in North Carolina. There was also a tornado death in Alabama. Trees also fell and killed 2 people there and in Georgia, while heavy rain has flooded areas of the Northeast. An hour from now, House Republicans will hold an impeachment hearing blaming Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for a record surge of illegal immigration.
A group of state attorneys general from Oklahoma, Missouri, and Montana will testify about how the ongoing migrant crisis has impacted their states despite not being located near the southern border. Mayorkas has defended the agency and his job performance while consistently asking Congress for more resources and to pass immigration reform.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Some House Republicans also want to impeach Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin for not telling the White House he was hospitalized for days and not disclosing till yesterday he had prostate cancer and was suffering complications after surgery. Iran-backed militants launched their biggest attack yet, targeting shipping in the Red Sea from Yemen, but they were stopped.
It took 3 U.S. warships and a British destroyer to shoot down 21 drones and missiles, and for only the third time in history, F-18 Super Hornets scored air-to-air kills.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. America's listening to Fox News.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion. A probiotic, right? Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Get $5 off at alignprobiotics.com.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East. He's in the West Bank, focused on the conflict in Gaza, meeting with the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, discussing post-war Gaza and a pathway to the Palestinian state.
Just a day after he met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the war cabinet and also the families of those being held hostage currently inside Gaza, Blinken reportedly told Netanyahu to work harder to protect Gazan civilians.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Israel. There's also rekindled U.S. diplomacy with an adversary, China.
Deputy Defense Secretary Michael Chase met with his Chinese counterpart at the Pentagon, a significant thawing of defense contacts that were frozen in the summer of 2022, following former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. The deputy-level talks are intended to set up a potential meeting between Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Chinese Defense Minister Dong Jun. Several weeks ago, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General C.Q. Brown, held a video call with his Chinese counterpart. Last year, President Biden and China's President Xi Jinping agreed to reopen military-to-military channels to reduce the risk of unintended conflict. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
There's been concern about the housing market getting too expensive for home buyers, especially with high mortgage rates. Now, a new survey shows some people can't afford rent.
The study put out this week by Intuit Credit Karma involved over 1,200 American adults. The results are alarming, as it came out that around 24% of American renters are experiencing rent affordability issues. When you dig even deeper, the study finds 30% of millennials were struggling with rent, and that 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 69 could no longer afford rent.
That's Fox's John Saucier. On Wall Street, stock futures are down slightly before today's trading starts this hour. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. 5 animals found dead as the result of a house fire in Effingham in the 1300 block of South Willow Street Monday. Crews upon arrival said smoke showing from the exterior rear of the house and began an aggressive interior fire attack to contain the fire in the basement. Firefighters located 3 cats, 2 dogs during that search. Suspended Illinois men's basketball player Terrence Shannon wants to return to the team. They say Shannon filed a temporary restraining order against the University of Illinois, seeking immediate reinstatement. The Illini player suspended indefinitely from all team activities last month after being arrested on a rape charge in September. Tuscola has a new business in town to help people look their best. Said he now has a local barber shop. The shop located at the Jarman Plaza. Barber Jason Burr is excited to share his passion of cutting hair with the Tuscola community. He said the city hasn't had a barber shop in the past couple of years. Erica and anyone, enjoy the new business. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, 8:06 in Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5, our smart weatherman, and we need him now because you're talking about my plow guys getting a little work here, maybe. I mean, that's yeah. So 3 to 6, I think, is what you said last hour. Yeah, that's going to be shovelable and winter, bitter cold, minus temperatures early next
Sunday through Tuesday.
Yeah, but I saw like up to 20, maybe late next. I mean, so it's not. It could be a short-lived thing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, and then that will precede the next plunge. We really don't pull out of this recurrent cold wave weather pattern until maybe the last week or few days of the month of January. There'll be some moderation down the line, but if we get that, we'll get one more lobe to come on through, and then we're back in the thick of it here for February. That's kind of the longer range that. On the waning and beginning to fade El Nino weather pattern across the area. All for the days of December around here.
No, I know. But we had so much sun in November, December. It's just like, okay, this is what our weather is all the time. And here we go, plunging into a little winter. But you know what? The days are getting longer, sir. The days are getting longer,
we're picking up like a minute or two each day, particularly on the sunrise element and side of things around here. And interesting enough, typically we get into November and December. It kind of tends to be cloudier around here. We had spells of that, but actually had more sun there compared to so far in January. And usually January is a little bit brighter because we get into these cold air masses, and we will ultimately do that. And boy, it's going to be bitter around here.
Well, you just watch a little NFL playoff game this weekend. It's going to be cold somewhere, and it's always so comforting to have a blanket and watch this frost on the. Those poor players have to go out in this stuff. Anyway, we'll be watching around here, but apparently Friday. Yes. I'm not going to want to go to the Quad Cities. I'm not going to want to drive to Peoria late after. Right. I mean, that direction, I guess, is kind of our area of interest and concern. But around here, we're going to get plenty of winter for the whole darn weekend next week, I guess, huh?
Over the course of, Friday night here for the caravan, I think the daytime are okay. We'll begin to get some wet snowflakes mixed in here, I think, Friday afternoon. So, any direction to the north and northwest is going to be problematic right from the get-go. Okay here, even back south and southwest. So be ready for that. In the meantime, a nice mild morning relative to early January, 32 over at Willett and Savoy, by the way, and back into eastern Iowa, western Illinois. They're taking out between 5 and 15 inches of that wet packing stuff. Quiet today. Afternoon temperatures expected up around 35. A sneak peek of sun, gusty west-southwesterly wind. A couple late night snow flurries north of the Kankakee. Maybe an inch or two of snow tonight. Low down to 29. Tomorrow, maybe a snow shower in the morning. A little mixed rain, snow shower late in the day with a high near 36. We can manage that. And after midnight tomorrow night, some wet snow, some rain, even a little corridor, some freezing rain get going well after midnight. Lows right around freezing. Wet snow and rain and some mixed freezing rain in spots. Most of that mixture Friday morning to the north of us. It will begin to shift in from the north and west later Friday afternoon and Friday night. And we'll watch for accumulations get going then at 35 of the high, dropping as winds turn into the northeast and north. And snow for Friday night. And a lot of that gets blown around with additional small accumulations Saturday and Sunday. We may be in winter storm warning or even blizzard warning issues in some open areas because of visibilities. 22 and dropping Saturday, not past 10 on Sunday for the high. Single digit highs for Monday, Tuesday morning, even Sunday morning down below zero, as cold as 5 or 10 below Monday or Tuesday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Dorchester, Greg Soldier.
Great job, my friend. As always, thank you so much. One thing we haven't mentioned, bummer. Who's coming back here Sunday? All the kids.
I know.
Classes are...
I actually sent a
Tuesday class, because Martin Luther King Jr. Monday.
I sent a text to Kyle saying, make sure you bring your coat, hat, and gloves. Because, it is way below zero for Monday and Tuesday.
It's into it. So I told Diane, stay home on Tuesday.
I might take you up on that.
Because, we're talking minus, 10?
Right.
I'll forge my way here, I hope. Anyway, that's what we get. I'm still giddy because November, December were so friendly and it just made everything easier. And I'm a light guy. Days longer, spring ahead here in about 6 weeks, that kind of 8 weeks, whatever.
Focus on the horizon and all the positive things to come.
Yep. I don't know if you hear Luke Goody on the radio every week. It is on our podcast with The Drive.
That's right.
But it's just, Luke is pretty good.
And thanks to Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, First Federal Savings Bank, and Max Twin City Recycling for being a part of that weekly conversation.
So Luke Goody was on last night, and if you missed it with Lon and Derek, it's highly entertaining and informative. Luke has gotten pretty darn good on radio. So here's just a snippet from last night.
Luke Goody, sometimes in wrestling, from my younger days, I always remember on the professional level with Andre the Giant and such, they always put the stars against kind of the scrubs for a few matches, and that's what it looked like kind of with you and Edie wrestling. How that had to hurt, and how the hell did you get a foul on that?
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Well, he's just so big. There's not much you can do.
No.
So what I tried to do is hit him first and box him out, and you can't stop him from moving. So he just kept going, and I was like, all right, whatever. So and then the funniest part, I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but I looked at the ref. I said, "Ref, what am I supposed to do?" And he looked at me and said, "Not that." And I was like, "Well, that's when you know that it's just written to get a foul call in that play." So
that's awesome. Do you have much correspondence with the officials during games, or do you kind of leave that be?
Yeah, I like to talk to them a lot, especially if I foul or somebody else fouls. I like to ask them kind of what they were thinking, because I know you see some guys on our team are pretty animated after foul calls, and sometimes even myself, I disagree with the rest decisions. So I like to go talk to them and get an explanation for some calls. But I'm not really a big complainer, more just asking.
Yeah.
Kind of what happened and stuff like that.
I know this, according to Coleman, he has not committed a foul all year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I wasn't going to name any names.
Right.
Just did it for it.
Luke Goody on The Drive every week. It depends on the day because practice schedules, but every week, sometime in that 3:30, 4 o'clock slot. And he's good. It's on the podcast. You want to go hear the whole thing, but it's worth hearing the whole thing. It's 15, 20 minutes of really good radio.
Yeah.
And he's very funny, very good. But the play he's talking about, there's a picture on Twitter, and it looked like Zach had him in a mini headlock. It was in the lane, and what was striking to me is it looked like Zach Edey, the big, tall, 7'4" guy from Purdue. It looked like his elbow was bigger than all of Luke's head. And Luke Goody's 6'7".
Yeah.
But he looked like a really little person.
Right.
It's just, what would I look like against?
I know.
I mean, the guy is giant again. And here I say all this, and Purdue beat us, and then they go to Nebraska and get beat.
I know.
Nebraska beats number 1 Purdue, and I think Houston lost at Iowa State last night.
Yes, it's
so
true.
All of that, it was unbelievable, but it was clearly everything was on the line against Illinois, and they put it down, and then they looked at their schedule and said, Nebraska?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cornhuskers, no problem.
Have dinner.
Whatever.
Go beat them, have dinner,
and
then,
go home.
And
then Nebraska's up by 11 at the half, and I think they led most of the game.
No, it was they did to what they, the emotion of playing number 1 at home, and I doubt if Nebraska basketball's ever beaten a number 1, and they just 14 out of 23 from 3-point land. That young man that I can't pronounce his name, oh my gosh, he's just ridiculous. I mean, he headband. Anyway, Nebraska beats Purdue, and that's just life in the Big Ten now.
And the fact that Iowa State took down number 2 Houston, so both number 1 and 2 losing last night. That score was 57-53 on that one. So we also had Rutgers beating Indiana 66-57.
Yeah, no, Rutgers must have been in New Jersey. But we went out there and took care of business at New Jersey this time, even though Rutgers has got a really, really strong home court. No, I mean, hey, we got Michigan State now. That's tomorrow night, but just a little warning here. Tom Izzo got mad at his team. Tom Izzo's a really good coach.
Yeah.
His boys are going to come out, and they're going to play hard. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Brad Underwood said it's going to be a rock fight in the Pizza Hut parking lot.
Right.
It's going to be physical.
I remember that.
It's going to be really, really physical. And so this is going to be anything but easy, I would think. This will be a really tough game because Michigan State still has some very good players. They're just not playing great. Anyway, let's hope we can beat them.
So 8 o'clock tip-off on Thursday against Michigan State. And then we've got Maryland at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
You're just going to have to get your boots on. You're just going to because we need people. I know that.
Be like,
but
oh my goodness,
if you're in Champaign-Urbana, you can get there. You're just going to have to.
We just need to bring it up in case you're sitting on some tickets. Maybe you should just hand them off to somebody who's really young and energetic and has a lot of layers.
Single digits with snow. So snow on the ground. So. Yeah, I don't want to scare anybody, but just be prepared. You can do it. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not nighttime.
Right.
We can do it.
Totally.
We can just go early and support our guys because Maryland, even though they're not top of the Big Ten, they're going to be tough. Everything is hard. So,
how about being one of the first 50 people at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue getting dropped off at the door?
You know what's one time you really think about that?
Exactly.
You go hang out at Pia's and get a bus ride to the door.
Right.
And then come out to the door and just leave. That'd be actually a pretty good idea. Yeah.
So, in any case, and you got some NFL games that you're watching this weekend, too, and you can do that at Pia's also.
Yep.
So.
Well, from day-to-day operations to long-term planning, if you run a family business, you might expect your family's going to take everything over, and sometimes a lot of times it doesn't happen. 30% of family businesses survive just the second generation, only 3 in 10. That's because the people assume stuff. You need to plan early, like 5 to 15 years early. Communicate the plan. Know your value. Overvaluing can impact saleability, financial interests. Ask for help. Busey can sit with you. Then you get your successor. Everybody's on the page. 88% of current family business owners think their family will take it over. Whatever your financial needs, business and beyond, Busey promises the resources to help you succeed. Stop into one of their many convenient locations. Busey can sit with you and help you figure it all out. It's Busey for over 150 years. Busey.com for all your financial needs. Member FDIC. Keep the family in the family business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Always welcome to text in whatever's on your mind at 217-359-2255. We talked again about Terrence Shannon Jr. Everything you want to know about what happened on September the 8th and 9th in Lawrence, Kansas is available based on filing by his attorneys to reinstate him to the basketball team so he can play to preserve his potential financial future. And it's all there. And you can read some of the graphic accusations and what allegedly happened on that night in Kansas. And then we just kind of go from here. You can certainly understand why Terrence Shannon Jr. says, hey, I'm innocent. You're supposed to be presumed innocent. Where's my due process? Why aren't I allowed to perhaps know my panel that's working and making the decision to uphold the university's going, whoa, we got a guy charged with rape. We don't want him on the court because of the public perception. But is he not innocent?
Is that fair? Due process?
Well, he's innocent, right? I mean, at this point, he's supposed to be innocent, presumed innocent. All right, weather brought to you by the iHotel. How about that? And Houlihan.
Yes, and on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8, it is so fun to hear that live in the lounge and take someone special and enjoy a nice meal and some drinks. It's Houlihan's at First and St. Mary.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Quiet weather today. Another ramped-up winter storm. This one will hit much closer to home come Friday and into the weekend with perhaps near blizzard conditions on high wind, bitter cold air, and additional snow as well. For the day today, mostly cloudy, windy up to 35. A few late night snow flurries tonight, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, there may be a snow shower in the morning, a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day, and a high temperature up near 36 degrees. The wet snow, rain, and freezing rain get going, especially after midnight
tomorrow night, low down to 31. Wet snow, rain, and some mixed freezing rain in pockets here for Friday morning. Wet snow and rain shifting over to all snow Friday afternoon and towards Friday evening, up to 35 and falling temperatures on a pick up on the northeast wind in the afternoon. High wind over the area Friday night through Saturday, diminishing slowly on Sunday. Bitter cold air, blowing and drifting snow with additional snowfall here for Saturday and Sunday. 22 on Saturday, a Sunday high at 10. We'll be down below zero Sunday and Monday morning.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Juniper Network shares are higher after Hewlett-Packard Enterprise revealed it is buying Juniper in a deal worth about $14 billion. HPE is a cloud services provider. Juniper sells communications network services and equipment and has a growing artificial intelligence business. Taiwan Semiconductor's recent quarter was better than expected, raising optimism that the chip business is recovering. TSMC makes microchips used in almost all electronic devices. Rite Aid is selling its pharmacy benefit manager business. It's reorganizing in bankruptcy court. The buyer is Med Impact Healthcare Systems. Tesla says its updated Model 3 electric car, the Highland, is now available in the U.S. It launched in China and Europe last year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts ad-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Trey Gowdy, the Fox News Rundown, Will Kane, Brian Kilmeade, and so much more. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com for all the details. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day. Featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Well, we're still doing the DSC Tree of Hope. It's going through this month. Jody Harmon and Lori Wachtel have joined us now. Jody, you still got the campaign going. People can still give money. Tell me about DSC and why Tree of Hope and how it all works.
Yes, the campaign is still ongoing until the end of January. We really need your support to meet our goal. Our goal is $230,000 this year, and I'm pleased to let you know that we are over $200,000 at this moment. So we could really use the help so we can continue to provide supports and services to children and adults in our community with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
30 years this has been going on. Was Dale the one who thought it all up? Let's go back a bit.
Oh, yes. 30 years ago was our first Tree of Hope campaign, and Dale Morrissey was our CEO at the time. And yes, he did get this off the ground. Our first goal was $40,000, if you can believe that. Yeah. 30 years ago, and look where we're at now.
That's right. Now, you spotlight different families. For our young son, Aiden, who was maybe 3 at the time, we would tap into Developmental Services Center's resources, and there was a networking group and a play group, and then Judy Olam came to our home and did some play therapy, and it was just such a great way for Aiden to learn some skills at this young age and to be able to adapt and enjoy the life that he has today, working at Snooks as a bag boy between 8:30 and 1:30. And we sure appreciate Developmental Services Center support. Maybe I should pivot now and talk to Lori Wachtel, because she does intake and works with a lot of the clients. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
So talk about what you do with Developmental Services Center.
So I am the intake specialist for DSC, and my job is to make sure that obtaining services from DSC is as seamless and easy for families as I can make it.
Okay, sounds good. And as far as different people that you represent, do they come to you? Do you go to their home and assess? How does that work?
A lot of times I'm going to IEP meetings at schools, and meeting parents there and making sure that they know that that these services are available to them. I'm also taking intakes that come in over the phone. I can come to them to help them fill out paperwork. They can come to me, whatever is more convenient for them. And I always let people know that I am always available for questions to make this process easier.
Okay. Jody, you used to get money from the state of Illinois, but that got whacked some, didn't it?
Right.
We could always use more money from the state of Illinois. We are not fully supported by the state of Illinois, but we do appreciate what we get from them. And last year our budget was actually really, really good. So we're optimistic that we will continue to get an increase for developmental services in Illinois.
Yeah, perfect answer for you, Jody. But let me just say, you're helping so many families that need it, and it is. There are a lot of things to cut in Illinois, and that is one I would never cut because of the help and the support. You're saving lives here, and you're giving people real purpose, and it's
empowerment.
This is one of those government things. I would totally keep the funding for DSC and grow the funding because you could still help plenty more families, right, Jody?
Yes, absolutely. There are many more families that we could support, and to your listeners, around the time that the budget is coming out, we will send out advocacy notifications, and we would be happy to have your support to help tell the governor and the state that we continue to need more money each year.
Well, you're doing a lot of good. I'm a big fan of all the work that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Lori, you too, you're giving peace and help for families that are really, really in need of this.
Right. It just seems like you get in the weeds on this stuff. Like you mentioned, Lori, with the individual education plan, and sometimes parents are just overwhelmed with what they do, the first steps. And thank you so much for helping them through that and describing some of the resources Developmental Services Center offers. Where can we learn more about this, Jody or Lori, as far as our website and different places where we can get help?
Sure. So on our website, you will be able to find contact information for Lori. If you pretty much search on any of our pages, she's really the first point of contact if somebody's inquiring about services. And then, of course, if you want to donate to the Tree of Hope, please go to our website, www.dsc-illinois.org, and help us meet our goal.
Now, is the tree still at Prospect and Market View, and it's $50 a bulb to light that thing up through the end of January?
That's correct, and it's almost filled. And we could really use your support, and we do certainly appreciate all the support that we've received so far and throughout the 30 years.
I think we've been involved in all 30, haven't we, Diana?
I think so, too. And like I said, we were in 2006 was our family, the Andersons in Tolono.
I used to broadcast at times from Grandy's.
That's right.
We used to do all kinds of broadcasting.
Awesome.
Anyway, Jody and Lori, thank you both for what you do for Developmental Services Center. I hope people can give $50 or more and just help.
That's right.
But thank you for what you do. You're doing important work, and we appreciate you both.
Thank you for having us.
You betcha. Lori Wachtel and Jody Harmon with Developmental Services Center this morning.
DSC-Illinois.org.
All right, another half hour to go. You're welcome to text in 217-359-2255 about anything or everything. We've talked a lot about Terrence Shannon Jr. We've talked about everything kind of coming out now. And you can read all the graphic allegations if you so choose. And then we kind of see where it goes. Terrence wants to be back reinstated, saying, hey, I've claimed my innocence the whole time. I didn't get my due process. I want my opportunity to still play basketball because the clock's ticking. Season will be over. The NBA draft will be gone before anything's resolved. And is that a Terrence problem because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and may or may not have done so? I don't know.
Right.
That's the bottom line is I don't think this is one of those where you're ever going to have any except what was claimed, and then you've got to figure out where you go from here, and I guess you go to trial and
He's
present
set
evidence.
to be arraigned January 18th, but the trial could really not begin until June, until the conclusion of the basketball season.
And the NBA draft. And
right.
so again, it's you wish things could go faster to get resolved quicker, and then all you're left to do is say, hey, he says he's innocent. What does that mean? In America, that means you're innocent until proven guilty, but that's not going to come out. Is it just one of those things in life where you're going, it really isn't fair? Is it fair for Terrence Shannon to be accused of this and to not have resolution until it's past his time to make his money? And it's not to say he couldn't come back in a year after everything's resolved and try and play professional basketball after that. But again, we've lost a little of that presumed innocent part of the Constitution about our justice system and our opportunities here. And is the fact that it's obviously not 100% infallible from the standpoint of getting it right, and people are imprisoned wrongly in our country, which is horribly sad. But it is the best judicial system in the world, standpoint of fairness, and where we presume you're innocent until we prove it. So there's a lot here, and the bottom line is it's sad and it's a shame. The whole thing. No winners here. Okay, we're right back. 217-359-2255. It's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. We're going to break for the news. Come right back. Another half hour of the program. It is 8:30 now in Champaign-Urbana.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Another wave of attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea is repelled by the American and British navies.
The new attack was launched overnight by Iran-backed Houthi rebels. A U.S. official telling Fox News that the combined drone and missile attack was the largest to date to target the shipping lane. 18 drones were shot down during that incident in what is the 26th Houthi attack since mid-November.
Fox's Trey Yingst. There's a Republican presidential primary debate tonight. Fox's Jared Halpern.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis are the only two participating in the final Republican debate before Monday's Iowa caucuses. Haley and DeSantis are increasing criticism and attacks of each other as polling shows the two locked in a dead heat in Iowa, though both are well behind former President Trump.
And he'll take part in a town hall on Fox News Channel instead. Stocks start the day basically flat on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Treasurer's Office returned nearly $276 million in missing money during the last year. Illinois' Missing Money Program, also known as ICAS, processed over 314,000 claims last year. In December, the Treasurer's Office returning $12 million through 12,000 claims. ICAS, one of the state's oldest consumer protection initiatives. Urbana School District expected to vote on the idea to consolidate their dual language program to a single school this week. School administrators will request that Urbana School District 116 Board of Education to vote to change the K-5 Spanish strand model into a whole school Spanish dual language program. Many counties in central Illinois have gas prices averaging below $3, and prices continue to drop. Monday, AAA says the national average $3.07. In Illinois, it's $3.04, while the average in Champaign County $2.90. Demand for gas has dropped. In turn, so has the costs. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday, a respite between the latest storm and the one barreling at us for Friday with a cold wave weather pattern and additional winter storm-related issues into the weekend. Mostly cloudy, windy 35 today on a southwesterly wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a few snow flurries late, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, clouds, a stray snow shower in the morning, maybe a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day as well with a high at 36 degrees. Mixed rain, snow, and some freezing rain pick up after midnight tomorrow night. Low down to 31. Wet snow and rain, some mixed freezing rain. Friday morning, wet snow and some rain mixed for the afternoon. A shift over to all snow for Friday night through Saturday morning. Could be some significant accumulations close by and increased blowing and drifting with perhaps near blizzard conditions come Saturday. Temperatures at 35 on the day Friday. Weekend highs of 22 and falling Saturday into around 10 above Sunday. Single digits on Monday. Sub-zero cold Sunday and Monday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Yeah, we're trying to sort out who's got what before the Iowa caucus. Donald Trump will be on a town hall. The last two nights, they've had Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The last two nights, and then tonight it's Donald Trump at 8 o'clock with Martha McCallum and Brett Baer, who've both been on our program. And then CNN's holding a DeSantis and Nikki Haley debate.
Tonight.
I would like to bet you on who's watching what, because the only thing CNN's going to do is this is the time when Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis can crush Trump, and the
just bash
audience
him.
on CNN will wringing their hands with joy as they can pound Trump. And what might happen to CNN audience, some of them might cross the aisle, get a Republican primary ballot, and vote against Trump. But this is, I can't ever remember in the history of the United States of America where there's, if Joe Biden got 81 million votes, I don't think he did, but if he did, this time around, there'll be about 25 million that'll vote for Joe Biden. The other 50 million will vote against Donald Trump because you're just not supporting what has happened in the last war. You're just not. But he might have 20% that will say, he's a great man. I'm going to vote for Joe. That's fine. But most of the people are voting against Donald Trump. And it's, yeah.
So
by the way,
Iowa caucus is on Monday. It will produce the first results of the GOP
and
race.
the caucus is where you gather in a home and you have a team captain and you rally. And Ron DeSantis supposedly has 1,600 commitments from team captains. And so you get in a room and you do the old, talking about the whole
local precincts, listen to speeches from campaign representatives, write down names of their preferred candidates. It seems a little old-fashioned. I don't know.
It's very old-fashioned, but and so that's why when you poll people in Iowa, it could be different than the caucus. And the whole thing with Ron DeSantis, he put everything he has into Iowa, and $150 million has been spent in the state of Iowa.
Wow!
What am I thinking? Whew! I could have got some of that for radio, right? It was radio and television and all the hotels, and it's a boon.
Right.
It is huge for Iowa every 4 years because everybody is in Iowa. And they want to, Ron DeSantis thinks that, if I get Iowa, I'm not doing a thing in New Hampshire. I've got 5% support. But if I got the momentum and everybody's talking about me, maybe I'll surge. I don't think anybody's beaten Donald Trump in the Republican primary. And we'll see. By the way, presidential trivia. When was George Washington born? What date? Anybody know? Anybody know?
February 10?
Who knows? 217-359-2255. When was the birth date of George?
I feel like President's Day is in mid-February, and that's Lincoln and Washington that we're kind of honoring on that kind of national holiday of sorts.
But I find this interesting. My mom gave me a presidential book, and I read about George Washington.
Okay.
So I know even more about young George Washington. He didn't even want the thing. He wanted to go to Mount Vernon and hang. He didn't want to be president.
I see.
He did it out of duty to come and serve, and then he gleefully left after 2 terms.
Right.
And left it to John Adams. But George Washington, the father of the country, was not interested. That's the kind of candidate I want. Somebody you talk into serving and then they're happy to leave.
Right.
Versus be there for a lifetime for power and greed and all the things we don't like.
With these two candidates tonight, Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, it looks like former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy did not qualify for the debate. Does that mean like a popularity vote? What? I don't get it. Whatever.
No, they take polling. You have, and each step you have to have more support.
Okay.
And so along the way, they're just stuck at numbers. So they weed it out, saying, "Well, you're not really viable at this point." George Washington was actually born February 11. Very good, Tammy.
Okay.
But
this search says February 22nd.
Well, that's
1732.
because they changed the Georgian calendar, and they added 11 days to George Washington when they changed the calendar. So he was really born in February 11. But then now we think February 22 because the calendar changed on us, and they bumped it 11 days.
Wow.
But he was really born February 11.
I see.
That's a kind of little esoteric little trivia that I like.
Thank you, Stevie.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, very, yeah. Okay, 20 before 9 o'clock. Michigan State, Illinois tomorrow. It's an 8 o'clock game. Michigan State coming in after losing at Northwestern, which is obviously a tough place to play if they beat Purdue and Michigan State. Now you're thinking, okay, Purdue lost on the road. I'm looking forward to. I really thought this year we could beat Purdue once. I thought if we beat them at Purdue, we're going to lose at home.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like they could be vulnerable on the road if they lost at Northwestern at Nebraska. We can, with our crowd, last day of the regular season, March. I think we can beat them here, and there'll be a. Can you imagine the crowd for that? Oh,
that's going to be honoring the seniors, too.
Oh, boy. And senior night's going to take an hour and a half because it'll be like 8 or 9 people.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that will be celebrating their senior night in the Purdue game. So that should be good, and that'll be a leapfrog into the Big Ten tournament, leapfrog into seeding and positioning for the NCAA tournament, all that fun stuff that we feel we're comfortably part of again. Remember, there was a section in there where every year we're hoping to make a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the bubble, all that stuff. We don't like that. We like to know what seed are we, versus are we going to make it?
Mm-hmm.
Much more Illinois basketball to know we're in. 8:41.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. As much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Woo! Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. Well, we had yet another person buy a Tempur-Pedic bed.
Sleeping a lot better.
Oh, my.
Giving you the testimony.
Yeah, I've got, she said her husband went to Tuscola and gave them the opportunity to go check it out.
Uh-huh.
And was saying, I just want a bed. I don't want anything. Right. As soon as they put him in zero gravity, it was over.
I don't know what that means.
It means less pressure on your lower back.
I need that.
I can give you and Mike a chance. Just have to listen to the show.
I think we've been on this mattress. He's had it 30 years.
I think you'd like it. Let's check your sports headlines.
All righty. Well, we're covering Terrence Shannon Jr., but if you want to chime in, 217-359-2255, our Tapman's phone line. People are reading all the details now, and it's
all out there. And you know, again, it's. I don't know what happened, but you got to have some. I don't know how you charge him without a lot of evidence, right? I don't know where the evidence is. I have not seen.
We had a text in saying, why aren't they backing their guy? If there's
because
it's just accusations at this point.
We're just in a time where you're guilty, and you have to prove your innocence, which is backwards. You're presumed innocence till you're proven guilty. And the U of I would like him to get it done legally, which is going to take through the rest of the season into the summer, best case.
Ruin him.
So
that's what he's saying right now, and that's why he's pushing back.
Yeah. No, it's again tough situation.
Yeah, that's right. So Marcus Domask continues to get national awards. ISBWA honor, Associated Press National Player of the Week. We know he's been dominating, averaging 29 points, 5.5 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 59% from the field, 66% from the three-point range. I mean, he's really been shining. Way to go, Marcus Domask. Now, Nebraska over number 1 Purdue, 88-72. And Iowa State over number 2 Houston, 57-53.
What do you say, Diane? Ha.
I do.
That's what Diane says sometimes.
Both number 1 and number 2 going down last night.
Listen, it's so much parity in college basketball.
Right.
That's why a 16 can beat a 1 now, because of parity. There's so many good players, and if you get hot from 3, you can beat somebody.
Speaking of good games, Unity beat Tuscola 74-70.
I'm telling you, we had both coaches on yesterday. Congratulations to Matt Franks. Got you this time, Justin.
Yeah. But man, was he animated and stuff. You should see how Matt Franks coaches. It was great.
I gotta see that. There were about 1,500 people at this game.
Sometimes he was stomping, and sometimes he was patting his head. I'm sure that was a signal to do something.
That must be a play.
I mean, it was just fantastic.
Justin Borzarth has a great team with Tuscola, and they have a very good chance, I'm told, to win the state championship in 1A.
Right.
They're that good.
So, Unity's 16-0 now, and, 15-2 for the Tuscola Warriors. And great to have both of those coaches on yesterday. What a great turnout at the Rocket Center yesterday. And to have the pep band with our Unity's band director was at Tuscola months ago. So that has been a switch. And the Unity Rocket dance team is already qualified for state. They had a great routine. And I just enjoyed the whole atmosphere of being a Unity Rocket. And my son Aiden and I really enjoyed ourselves. We also had Rutgers over Indiana 66-57. We have basketball tonight. Washington's in Indiana for the Pacers at 6. Houston's in Chicago to face the Bulls at 7. NHL action had Florida over the St. Louis Blues 5-1. Edmonton taking down the Blackhawks 2-1. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
We're talking to Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group, and we're talking about the current market. What does this mean, Nate, for sellers?
Right now, it is a great time to sell. If you're a seller, you should be able to move forward with confidence. There's a huge shortage of homes. There's a huge backlog of buyers at the moment that are looking for homes to hit the market. Well, I was just looking at statistics the other day, and in Champaign alone, there was about 130 homes for sale is all. And that may seem like a lot in a community the size of Champaign, and actually that's way down. We were used to, a few years ago, we would have 800 homes on the market. So what that means is with that shortage, it drives the prices up for the sellers, so they can expect a little bit more out of their home with the large demand of buyers out there shopping for them. There's really only about a month and a half to 2 months worth of supply on the market, and we used to operate with around 8 to 9 months worth of supply. So knowing that, I would think that your sellers could feel really good that they're going to sell their home. The troubling part is you don't want to make yourself homeless. You just got to be able to find something out there, and that becomes a little more tricky when you're navigating this market.
Sell your home with the Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business. When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Quiet weather today. Another ramped-up winter storm. This one will hit much closer to home come Friday and into the weekend with perhaps near blizzard conditions on high wind, bitter cold air, and additional snow as well. For the day today, mostly cloudy, windy, up to 35. A few late-night snow flurries tonight, breezy down to 29. Tomorrow, there may be a snow shower in the morning, a little mixed rain, snow shower activity late in the day, and a high temperature up near 36 degrees. The wet snow, rain, and freezing rain get going, especially after midnight tomorrow night, low down to 31. Wet snow, rain, and some mixed freezing rain in pockets here for Friday morning. Wet snow and rain shifting over to all snow Friday afternoon and towards Friday evening, up to 35 and falling temperatures on a pickup on the northeast wind in the afternoon. High wind over the area Friday night through Saturday, diminishing slowly on Sunday. Bitter cold air, blowing and drifting snow with additional snowfall here for Saturday and Sunday. 22 on Saturday, a Sunday high at 10. Will be down below zero Sunday and Monday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions here to tell you today, hey, we've got solutions for you. You have gurgling toilets, slow drains? Have you been told that you have to jackhammer and mess up your entire house and property just to fix a pipe? Have you been told your sewer lines failed? Your drain lines don't work? Call us today, have our expert drain cleaning team come out, run your lines, camera them, locate, and we can offer you a solution today. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Okay, again, 2 days away from the Cardinal Caravan at the iHotel and Conference Center. You join us, doors open at 11. The big attraction this year is the great young Jordan Walker, who could, who knows, phenomenal young player, 22 years old, just turned. And everybody kind of wants to see Jordan Walker, so we expect a really big crowd. We're thinking the weather will be okay through the middle of the day, and right here in Champaign-Urbana, so it should be okay. But he's a tremendous talent and so young, and so here he is, our right fielder for hopefully a very long time. Jordan Walker will be in Champaign at the iHotel. So we start at 11 with the doors opening. Noon is the official start of the program.
Right, where the introductions are given to Jordan Walker and Andre Palante, along with Packy Naughton and Victor Scott II, who's known for stealing those bases very fast.
Benji Molina is one of the alums, as is Brad Thompson, who's on the TV broadcast with Chip Carey, and he's here. Chip Carey's here. So we've just got a fabulous caravan, and one of the better ones we've ever had. So we're excited to meet everybody, and you can line up afterwards. The kids get the priority for first autographs, and then you just be patient. We'll get your stuff autographed, and
if you bring one item, or they have cards there that you can sign with the Cardinals logo on there. And, of course, they'll bring a lot of free tickets, jerseys, experiences, and you can get in on that raffle. Even if you just bring one for $1, 6 for $5, all that. You're familiar with the way the raffle tickets go, and you're supporting Restoration Urban Ministries.
All right, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Meet you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.
That's deep. Left center field. It's a gutter! Cardinals Nation, the Cardinals Caravan, presented by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, is coming your way. It's your chance to get up close and personal with your favorite team. Get the latest scoop on the upcoming season from current players, Cardinals alumni, and broadcasters. Plus, there will be raffle prizes and autographs for the kids. Folks, jump on the Caravan, the Cardinals Caravan. Rolling into Champaign on Friday, January 12th. For more information, visit cardinals.com/caravan.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control, but there are steps that you can take to plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
The best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown eclectic Gifford. I'm Jay Lehman. I'm a regular at Long Branch Steakhouse. I take my wife. I take my kids. I love the fried pickles, fried mushrooms, the onion rings, and of course, the steaks. The ribeye is my personal favorite. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. Tell Donnie Jay Lehman sent you. Don't forget the mac and cheese. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 in downtown Gifford.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-94